Hello again, folks, and welcome to Black Bear Outdoors. Now today is gun cleaning day again, and today we're looking at how to quickly clean and lube your Smith Wesson Shield Plus or your Shield. Technically, but probably any kind of one of the M&Ps would be the same. And truth be told, this one has been cleaned fairly recently, but we thought we'd do a little video to show you how we do it. Now, with any of our cleaning videos, there's a little bit of a disclaimer. There's 100 different ways to do this and 100 different products that'll do the same thing. So what we're doing today is we're just showing you how we do it and the products I personally use. And I've had some really good success with the products that I'm going to show you as well. Just for the new shooters, always remember to clear your firearm. Make sure there's no magazine in it and there's no ammo around. That's already been done. So let's run through quickly what the things are that you're going to be needing. So firstly, we are going to be using some break-free CLP, which has been used by the US military for a very, very long time, and I don't think you can go wrong with that. I've used it for decades too. Next thing you're going to need is a little brush. Now this one is a polymer brush from an AR-15 kit, but I just use it for everything. Next up, we got our trusty Hoppy's bore snake that we're going to be using. We're also going to need a microfiber cloth, just a standard little one you can buy at any hardware store, as well as some Tetra, oh hang on, let me show you. So this is Tetra gun grease. This is kind of what we use, but again, there's many products out there for it. The next thing on our list is fairly optional. This is if you do have an optic, and this is how I do it, just to kind of clean out the optic as well. I've got some lens wipes, some alcohol lens wipes, and a Q-tip to get into those corners. All right. So again, guys, make sure that your firearm is clear, visually inspected as well as physically inspected, right? So we're gonna take it down real quick. So pretty simple process with the M&P. You lock your slide back, rotate your takedown lever down 90 degrees, and then what you want to do is you want to let the slide forward, pull the trigger, and it comes right off, right? Next thing you want to do, I'm going to put some pressure on this recoil spring here, and it'll come right out. And next is your barrel. You can just lift that out like that. And there you have all the parts that we are going to be working on. Now, I'm going to be working around the camera, so I do apologize if it's a little bit slow and pedantic, but here we go. First thing we want to do is we want to grab our CLP, and we're just going to spray it down the barrel here. Give it a good old spray. You can see that's why it's good to have one of these Tech Mat, or in this case a real Avid one, so you don't mess up your wife's table. All right, so we're going to set this aside for a little bit, let the CLP do its job. So basically what it's going to do, it's going to break down all the carbon that's in that barrel, and we'll let it sit for a little while. In the meantime, we're going to go into the slide. So over here, we're also going to be using some break-free CLP. I'm going to tilt it forward a little bit that way so that you don't get any oil into that striker channel, right? So I'm going to tilt it forward. I'm going to spray some CLP on here, just a little smoosh of that. Put that aside. Then I'm going to grab my grip module or lower receiver and give that a bit of a spray down, just a little bit, nothing too crazy. And now, guys, is the fun part. We're going to grab our little brush here, and we're going to start scrubbing down the lower. Try and get as much of the carbon out of there as you possibly can, and just give it a good scrub down. All right, leave it like that. Now we're going to do the same with the slide on the inside. We're going to give it a good old scrub down. Get the CLP in there so it starts breaking down all the carbon that might have been built up there. I do this with my recoil assemblies, probably not necessary, but I give it a little brush as well. All right, guys, so what we're doing next is we're basically going to leave everything right there for about 5 minutes, let the CLP do its work, and then we're going to come back and continue.
A few minutes later.
All right, now that the CLP has had a chance to do what it needs to, we're going to grab our microfiber cloth, and we're going to start wiping down all the excess oil and carbon that's in there. As you can see, it's nice and dirty. All right, and we're going to do the same with the slide. Give it a good wipe down. I use the back of this little brush to get into the hard to reach places there. And it should be nice and clean. And next we're going to go back to our barrel, and this is where the bore snake comes into play. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to grab the bore snake and I'm going to feed it in from the feed ramp side. Now the cool thing about these is they have little brushes and all kinds of stuff in there. And yeah, so we're going to feed it in from the feed ramp side, and we're going to pull it through a few times. Going to do that again, get rid of all the oil and carbon in there. There we go. Now I'm taking my microfiber cloth, giving that a wipe down. If your feed ramps are dirty, you could always kind of give it a bit of a brush on this side as well, just for good measure. Keep that nice and slick so it keeps feeding your rounds properly, right? All right, so what I like to do now, and this is again, it's kind of an optional thing. I like to leave a little bit of oil in the slide there where the barrel rides on the slide, right? So what I'll do is I'll grab some CLP and just put a dab in there, not much, just a little dab. I'm going to give it another wipe just to get most of it off and leave a little bit behind so it's nice and slick. And next I'm going to use my Tetra gun grease. So this is for the rails. You don't need a lot of this stuff, but it certainly does help. I just put some on the rails. They're just a little bead here and there. Maybe up there a little bit, just because for good measure, why not? And you'll see what I mean in just a second, why you don't have to smear the whole thing with it, right? So we're going to reassemble, so we're going to put our barrel back in, just the same way it came out. And then our recoil assembly, you're going to put some pressure on that, make sure the fat side is forward, and make sure this goes in nice and straight, right? Okay, so next we're going to reassemble it and put it back on our slide, on our grip module. Now, here's the cool thing. So when you put this all back together, so make sure you line up the rails and the slots there, lock back your slide, rotate the takedown lever again, and once you've rotated your takedown lever upwards, you can just drop your slide again. All right. The nice thing about only putting a dab of Tetra gun grease on the rails is now the firearm is doing the work for you, and it gets it in there where it needs to be, and it goes nice and slick, right? What I also like to do is just give it a bit of a wipe down on the outside, give it that nice clean look. There we go. And that, guys, is a clean pistol ready to go for its next range day. Now, for those guys who do have optics on theirs, I'll show you that too. Not rocket science. I basically just use one of these little alcohol wipes. And what I do is I'll just try and wipe it with my finger first, get it in there. And then I just use this Q-tip to kind of get into the corners there. You know, using the alcohol wipe and then using this Q-tip just to kind of get those corners. And I'll do the same on the outside. And now you got some clean optic glass as well. So guys, that's about as simple as it is. It's a very quick and easy process. And like I said, for me, it's been working really well for decades. And the last thing we have to do is just do a quick little function test. There we go. Let's check the safety. This one's got a manual safety. Yep, that's working. There we go. Perfect. Hope you guys enjoyed it or learned something new. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment down below. It always helps us out, and it also helps out other people creating 2A content with the algorithm. It'll show YouTube that that's actually stuff you guys want to see. And if you're feeling very generous and if you feel we deserved it, hit that super thanks button down below as well. Y'all stay safe, and we'll see you next time.